me emails.
No. We looked at him yesterday, that's right. What are your options? God, you're so cute. Look at it. Look at it. It's just a baby. It's just a baby.
We did unlock a new spirit. It's gonna be the new variant. Oh my gosh. The variant of the axolotl is the triceratops. It's like the pterosops or something. It's like terracotta. The triceratops.
Dinosaur.
So we're gonna spin. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Ooh! Tell me who you are.
It's complicated, but I'm an adventurer. Just like you.
I was an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the knee.
With a mind flayer parasite. Just like
Throne, respectfully, I need you to stop sending me emails suggesting sex toys for my throne wish list. Please and thank you. Respectfully, I love you, Throne, but please stop sending me emails.
I want it. I want it in real life. I want it in real life.
So, we're gonna spin. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Ooh! Who won? Okay, well, I can reach out to who.
But I haven't seen my reflection just yet. Be my
Bumps and prongs and unmentionable. But we did unlock a new spirit. Maybe. Spirit City Lo-Fi does not like it when I like click out of the window. Oh my goodness. It is a leafy little dog. It's a leafy little dog. Look at him. Tell me who you are.
it's complicated, but I'm an adventurer. Just like you.
I was an adventurer like
Just
you
like
until
you,
I took
I
an
was
arrow to the
infected
knee.
with a mind flayer parasite. Just like
Ian from Destiny. It's giving a lot more because I can step away. Oh my god, it's a pig. Hi! I know what's going on with that, but I did apply to join in Minecraft SMP. That is actually one of my like smaller goals this year, is to join a Minecraft a lot more because I can step away. Oh my god, it's a pig. Hi! It's a pig. A picnic! Picnic! How does it feel to be a devil?
It's said that anyone who bathes in the river of blood emerges as one born anew. It's a lot like that, I imagine. I feel the weight.
I know what's going on with that, but I did apply to join in Minecraft SMP. That is actually one of my like smaller goals this year, is to join a Minecraft SMP. So we're gonna spin. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Ooh! Who won? Okay, well, we unlocked another spirit, my friends. Oh my god, it's a little robot guy. Oh my gosh, and he's carrying... I'm sorry, it's giving Guardian from Destiny. Hi. How we doing? Hello, Ebony. I saw you got first. But I also saw Snapchat that you were at a store. So I don't know if you're still here. I think Eb's just jumped in. Also, hi Zoya. How you doing? Hi, Cutie Patootie. You're at IKEA? I wish we had I have to go all the way to Denver to an IKEA. We have like an IKEA like you got a new mattress? Ooh. Yeah, no, we have an IKEA like satellite store. It's like very tiny here in the Springs. But you guys can probably see it. You guys can see what I got today? I had to go to Barnes and Noble to get a kid's Bible so I can plan children's church Bible study. And they finally had their special edition. And so here I was in Barnes and Noble buying a kid's book. Look. Oh. And it matches. It matches. Completely unintentional. But like so here I am. The Barnes and Noble checkout. Bible lesson. Children's Bible. Smut. Oh, and a kid's book called Colorado Baby. Because we have the Kentucky Baby copy, and I wanted the Colorado Baby copy, so we got the Colorado Baby copy too. But here I am, walking up, holding my kid up to the counter. Here you go, sir. There's checking out. Starts with Colorado Baby, the children's book. Then it goes smut. Then it goes children's Bible. And then we go family Bible study. Because I've talked about it on here. I am religious. I don't talk about it a lot on here. I'm the kind of Christian. I fear people who work in bookshops have become immune to the book. They have to. I know I would be. I'd probably giggle to myself, like inside. But they have to be. Yeah, no, I do go to church and I am religious, but I don't talk about it much on here. But I am the type of Christian that, I don't care what you do. It's not my business. You do you, boo-boo. As long as you're not hurting anybody, it's not my business. But the church that we started going to doesn't have a children's ministry at all. And fun fact, Makayla used to be a children's ministry intern. Who would have thunk it? And I was like, oh, we need a children's ministry because there's like kids sitting in big people church learning about hell and damnation, and that's really scary for little kids. So I was like, hey, children's ministry? And they were like, hey, yes, please. And I was like, I got you. And so we're starting with children's church, and I have to teach a lesson on Daniel. Yeah, Daniel and the Lion's Den. Fun fact, Daniel and the Lion's Den is also Makayla's favorite Bible story. But I'm doing a Bible lesson on that, and I also found some really interesting stuff for when we start doing youth group. So I'm super excited about that, because ultimately working with teenagers and youth is my department. I don't hate working with like young kids, but I prefer working with youth. Obviously I don't hate young kids. I have my own young kid. But ultimately, working with youth is my go-to. Almost 0 out of 4. Timer I'm not gonna start the timer yet. Because we did unlock a spirit. Boop boop. Oh my gosh, it's got little goggles and a wand. It's got goggles and a wand. Potionista. I love that. I have a pretty short backlog today. Fine, I'll revise chemistry. When I lose track of time while gardening outside, I realize even such a serene space can get a little spooky after dark. Okay, so we need evening. We need gardening. Fireflies blink like ghostly flies. Distant owl hoots echo in the distance. And I could swear I saw that root just move. Okay, so I'm assuming we need night forest. Right. Am I missing something? Am I doing the wrong activity? It's harvesting at night. Okay. Hi, Val. Wave to Val. Hi, Fen. Let's go ahead and actually click off some stuff to get our dailies. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and buy more things that we need to buy. I didn't realize I had so much money in this game. You guys can't see what I'm buying because of chat, but I apparently had a lot of money. Okay. Oof. Also, I got another thing. Where the fuck did it go? Oh. I got color light strips. And I'm gonna be getting my bookshelves should be in next Tuesday. So there will be a bookshelf here instead of my cart. And I think I might move my Slytherin banner. I think I have like Valaris and Lunatheon and Terrason posters over here that I've hung up, and I might move them over there and put my Slytherin banner over here. Because I kind of want to do like a collage thing on the side, but I think I'm gonna put the light strips behind my bookshelf, like on the back of my bookshelf. I'm thinking. I don't think I want them on the ceiling because we don't have like crown molding, so it's just like a flat ceiling. I think it would look weird, and I don't think I want it on the bottom either. So I think I'm gonna put it on that bit and go from there. I might return this one and get a shorter one because this is 100 feet. So I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have to handle some things, but I think I'm also going to call to get put on hold for other things while I do this. So I might, you know, I would not be able to be trusted at IKEA either, so that's fair. I would spend so much money at IKEA. Okay, I'm gonna mute so I can call this other thing. Okay, got that appointment scheduled. Backlog. One. Now this bit. Also, welcome in, Susie. Pharmacy. Bro, I'm gonna crash out. It just said that my child's refills for his prescriptions won't be ready until Wednesday of next week. It's allergy medication. Surely to God, they have that on hand. I'm gonna have to like call them and be like, hey, like, why is it gonna take a week to get my child's allergy meds? That's wild. I think I have everyone in here that I possibly can. Oh, I came and encouraged violence. I take my leave. Enjoy. I'm typing stuff for this bank dispute, so I'm kind of focused at the moment. I worked through that break, but I'm also trying to get this done because this is like a legal thing, so it's okay. Oh, wake up your grandma. Okay. I now have to contact my local law enforcement. Um, we're having an issue with our bank and we're having to file an official report with the FBI for a scam. So it's a great time. It makes me want to scream. That's what you just came into. Yeah, it's great. So I currently have to go. I have to call my local law enforcement, and I also need to save my complaint as a PDF. It's a great time. So I am going to probably mute. Department emergency number. Thank you. I'm gonna mute really quick. But I am still here. Enjoy your lurk. I'm gonna try not to kill somebody. Hi, welcome in, readers. How are we doing? I hope we're doing great. Thank you for reading, Bright Me. What were you guys up to? Let's see. You were co-working and studying. Ooh, oh, you want to see? Fishing, all with lurk bait. Look what I got, Bright Me. Look what I got today. Look what I got. I was joking around. I'm gonna take a longer break. Because I've just spent the last break. Yeah, it's so pretty, and it's a special edition. So it's the Barnes & Noble edition. So I kind of wish I had the Barnes & Noble edition of the other 2 books in the series. But it's okay. It's okay, it's fine. I'll take this one. But to give you all a vision, I was talking about it at the beginning of stream, to give you all a vision of what happened. I had to go to Barnes & Noble to get a children's Bible. Thank you for the follow. I had to go to Barnes & Noble to get a children's Bible because I'm building the children's ministry at our church. And I've been looking for a copy of Game On because they were sold out this past weekend when I went. And so here I am, walking up to the Barnes & Noble employee, like, checkout. And it's only men working today. You're good. I was working a phone call, so you're good. Oh no, you can make demon jokes, I don't care. But I'm not one of those people. I don't care. I read smut. I read demon smut. I read For Whom the Bell Tolls. But here's me walking up to the Barnes & Noble employee right here. Here's my stack. I had another book. I had a children's book called Colorado Baby. They have a whole series. They have one for every single, like, state. It's just like the state and baby. And we have Kentucky Baby because we're from Kentucky. But I wanted to get Colorado Baby. And I walked up to the desk. So imagine I had this book, and then I had a little small, like, board book called Colorado Baby on it. Set it on the counter. She starts checking it out. Checks out Colorado Baby. Game On. Next in the list. Bible, like a 52-week Bible lesson thing for Bible study thing for families, and then illustrated children's Bible. Bright Me finally got me to read it, but I've been wanting to read it for a while because I've been a fan of Hell's Bells for a while. I've watched Hell's Bells since the skits started, so I was, like, really into it. But yeah, no, I just walked up there and I was like, so it's fine. But yeah, no, I've been into Hellspells for a while. I just needed to actually do it. Also, I can mark off that as done. And now I can work on, because I need to do a Bible lesson for elementary schoolers, which isn't the worst. I volunteered for this because our church doesn't have a children's ministry. And fun fact, Makayla was a children's ministry intern in high school. And I don't believe in teaching children hell and damnation and everything else because that leads to them wanting to be saved because they're afraid of death. I love the TikTok series. I love that I created a book train. Technically, yes. Yes, you have. But I don't believe in teaching children hell and damnation and death, because that ultimately leads to religious trauma, like I have. There's more age-appropriate ways to talk about God and Jesus, and so my church doesn't have a children's ministry, and so we have young children as young as 4 sitting in church and learning about hell and damnation. And I was like, hey, y'all need a children's ministry. And she was like, yes, we do. And I was like, I'll do it. Ultimately, I want to work with youth. I like working with, what's it called? I like working with adolescents and youth more, because I can connect with them more. I'm the cool chick with green hair, who won't tell you you're going to hell for basic human biology. And so I relate more to youth. It's a good logic to go on with. In the UK, it's a little bit different religion. I'm agnostic, but enjoy religion, if that makes sense. Yeah. Even, like, I like learning about cults. I think it's really important. I'm one of those Christians that believe that above all else, we're taught to love and treat others with respect. And so I don't care what you do, as long as you're not harming anybody, you do you. And as long as you're not harming anybody, including yourself, I don't care what you do. Honestly, personal autonomy is so important. You guys are in an ad break, so we're just gonna rant. Yeah, no, I will wait for ads to be done, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna open Spirit City. And did I unlock more monies? Let's see, can I get food? Food! I can get food. Yoink. But yeah, no. And on my adventure today, I went to Walmart because Barnes & Noble didn't open until 9. Until 9? And I already had the kid ready to go out the door, so we went to Walmart first. And if you look at my TikTok, we had a very funny incident where heated rivalry was set down in a children's section, like a young, like teen section, around like K-pop demon hunters. It's gonna be another icebreaker situation. Like, that's not good. Which, like, it was around other popular books that just like released or just had like movie adaptation or show adaptations, like Project Hail Mary. So like there were like up above it was other books that were like not for children, but it was on the same shelf section as like kids, teen, popular things like K-pop demon hunters. So yeah, I just wanted to get out of the house, and we have to be back in time for lunch, or we have to do lunch out and be back in time for a nap at 11. And so it's like, we'll hop by Walmart. We looked at Walmart, I looked at clothes. I'm kind of really frustrated right now because I'm trying to get a dress for, welcome back from ads, but I'm trying to get a dress for my brother-in-law's wedding in July. And I found this really pretty dress that I really, really liked, and I was so excited, and I bought my child like a semi-matching Like, my child won't nap in the car. Also, like, I need to be back in time for nap time because that's when I stream, and he doesn't transfer very well from the car either. But I found this really pretty dress, and it was like this nice plum color because they're doing either like bright springy colors or like jewel tone colors. So I found this like really pretty like deep plum color that I was like, ooh, it'll look great. And the issue that I have when it comes to buying clothes is I'm not small chested by any means, but my hips are very, very wide girlies. And my chest is not as wide as my hips. And I have a very small waist. I have an hourglass shape, but it's more like shoulders make the hourglass. And so my issue is that measuring my body, if you're going from the upper body, I'm hourglass shape, but with like the measurements that matter, I'm pear-shaped, if that makes sense. Because like the measurements that matter are chest, but when you look at like a true hourglass shape, it's your shoulders, not your chest. That's taken into consideration. But it's a July wedding, and so I'm not wearing sleeves. So like the shoulder measurements don't really matter. The chest measurements do, and so I ordered 2 different sizes because I've been in a weird size situation since giving birth. I used to be a 10, and I still am a 10 in pants, but I used to wear like a medium large, and now I wear a small in shirts. But I was like, hey, yeah, like the seller reached out to me and they were like, hey, we ship from China, so we noticed that you you ordered 2 dresses in different sizes. Are you buying both of them to see like which size fits you better? Like if you send us your measurements, we can help you figure that out. Sent them my measurements, and I'm like, here's my issue. If you go by my upper body, I could wear like a 2 or a 4. But if you go down by my lower body, I should be wearing like a 10 or a 12. And they're like, we would have to like custom make you a dress. Like we could like start with a size that we normally do, but then we would have to custom make you because we can't guarantee that it would fit you right if we ordered it. And so that's the issue I run into. And I was shopping on Disturbia because I've been looking at getting some like actual nice designers level clothes that are alternative. And so I was shopping on Disturbia, and they thankfully have like a whole thing on their website where they'll give you like a size guide, but you can actually go in and like answer some questions and like on your body shape and your body type, and they actually help you figure out exactly what size would fit you best based on your body type, which we love. We love that. We love it. And so like on Disturbia's website, I wear an 8. But sadly, like none of the clothes on Disturbia match this wedding's vibe. It's giving very Kentucky Derby, if that makes sense. Like you're going to the Kentucky Derby, but you're wearing midi maxi length dresses. And so I have no idea what I'm going to do for my brother-in-law's wedding. Because it's in July. I want to get a plum dress because now I've ordered my son a cute little like suspender outfit that's like a light purple, like a little lavender, so that me and him can match. So I need to get purple because I've already ordered his outfit. It's got a little bow tie. It's got a little like, it's like a floral button up. So the dress that I ordered is a corset back dress is the thing. So I don't understand why I couldn't order like a 10 or an 8 and use the corset back. Because it's not like a fitted waist. It's like kind of like a, not a cocktail. Here, I'll just pull it up. I'll just pull it up. Like, let me save the photo. Thank you for the sippies. Like, here's the dress, right? It's not... Yes, Dr. Pepper. It is indeed Dr. Pepper. We had Chick-fil-A for lunch. But like the hips aren't fitted, it's the waist. So I feel like I should go off of the waist measurements because that's the one that's like really gonna, like the waist and the bust. So I feel like that's the one that's really gonna matter because it's like a fit and flare. You know what I mean? And it'll look good with my hair. That's the thing. I was like really struggling to find like a color that would go with my hair. Like the purple and the green. And the decor is like pink and green. So like I'm not gonna like fade into the decor, but it'll work well. But like I feel like I could just go off of the bust and the waist measurement and I should be good because it's not like the hips are fitted. Because there's only a 1-inch difference between my hips and my bust. It's my, not my hips, my waist and my bust. It's my hips that are like 10 inches bigger than my top. Exactly. So hold on. You guys, it's not got like this this color in the back picture, but here, let me show you all the back. It's a corset back. So like, hello. It's a corset back. So this is what the back's like. So yeah, I could easily adjust the top part because it's a corset back. So I feel like I should just go off of my waist and bust, right? I'm not crazy, right? Like I should be able to just do, but I wouldn't do hip measurements because I feel like hip wouldn't matter because it's not fitted around the hip. You know what I mean? It's more fitted around the waist because the corset's only going to affect the bust. It's not going to tighten around the waist. Really? With the way that this corset works, from what I can tell. Because I mean, if I went by my hips, I'd wear a 12 or a 14. But if I went by my waist, I'd be a 12 or a 14. But by bust, I'd be a 2. It's, let's see. It's satin material. It's 100%, it's high quality satin, is what it says. So here's my thing. Do I do an 8 because my size on Disturbia is an 8, but they have very similar here. So like if I pull up Disturbia's sizing guide, for example, satin is really comfy, and yet again, it's going to be July in Kentucky, and so I feel like satin won't be super heavy, and it'll be like cool. It'll be cooling, which is a must in Kentucky. So let me find a similar style dress. Here's a similar style dress on Disturbia. Sizing guide. Hips 42. Get this out of centimeters, please. Yeah, you really don't. Not in Kentucky in that time. So even like with Disturbia's recommendations, I wear an 8. But if we go by hips, I would be in a 10. Waist, I would be in a 10. But then bust, I would be in a 4. So I feel like if I go with an 8 in this dress, I should be safe. Because the sizing's guide's not that off from like Disturbia's sizing guide. So let's see, a 10. Waist is 32, 33. See, I feel like I could go with like an 8. And I would be safe. But I was talking with the yeah, and also I can always adjust it. I know how to sew. It's not like the end of the world, because like it kind of feels weird because they automatically emailed me, like the seller did, automatically emailed me. Well, they already shipped it. They just shipped it today. Okay, what the heck? Because they were sitting there like, they were like, they sent me an email and they were like, we noticed you ordered 2 dresses in different sizes. Are you sure? Are you not sure what size will fit you? We offered 2 size details for reference. Also, we provide free customization if you request. We just want to avoid return issues as much as possible. If you're not sure about the size, can you tell us your measurements, which I sent them? We will tell you which size is more suitable for you, and we ship from China. Transportation costs are very expensive, so I hope you can choose one piece. I hope you can understand. Please kindly reply within 24 hours for timely processing of this order. I replied within 24 hours. I replied within not 12 hours, because for some reason it said that it went through at 11:18 p.m., but it definitely did not go through at 11:18 p.m. because that first message was sent to me not that long ago. I was like, I'm gonna reach out with measurements, whatever. And then I sent my measurements And I was like, so it would seem that neither of these dresses would properly fit me. Which side would you recommend? Since my sizing is so different from top to bottom, going by your chart size, on bust I would wear a 4, and by waist and hips I would wear a 14. Hello, is your size measurement accurate? Yes, it is. If the measurement is accurate, we can only customize a dress for you. You cannot wear a regular size dress. I said, yes, they're accurate. So I couldn't order a regular size dress. That just isn't the ones I've already ordered. Like, I wasn't like, so I can't just order like a different size that's smaller. And they were like, hello, we can customize a dress for you according to the size you provided, but the effect may not be good because the size difference between your upper and lower body is too large. If you no longer need it, you can apply to cancel the order. I said, would that cost extra money and how long would that take? I'm getting the dress for a wedding in July. Yeah, that's what I think they were thinking. And I just don't think they understand that I just got big hips. Like guys, I just got really wide hips and like a big ass, okay? My ass is huge. It's my husband's favorite part of me, because I have a big ass. And that's why I have such a big difference is I have a big ass. I got the J-Lo ass, except it's not toned because I haven't worked out in like 3 months, but it's fine. But like, and now they've sent it out. They've sent them both out. So like, what am I supposed to do? I guess we'll just wait for these ones to come in and see how they fit. Because I ordered what I normally wear, which has been like a 10 in the past. And I've worn a 10 since having my child, for real. But I went and tried on a dress that was a medium yesterday just to see, and it ended up being too big, and I would have needed a small. Yeah, so I guess I'll just wait and see, and if I can't return it easily, I'll just resell it. I live on a military base. I'm sure I can find someone that will buy it. But I'm dead set. And at least like if I try it and it's like absolutely too big, can't fit me, I can adjust and order a new one to the proper size. Because I just don't think they understand, like, and keep in mind, I guess they are like a Chinese company, and how do I say this? Chinese ethnically Chinese women tend to be small and like the same sizing top to bottom, right? I'm Irish and German. I am a tall, thick bitch. It's just genetics. And so, like, I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's just genetic-wise. I have the childbearing hips of an Irish woman. So, what do you want? Bonk. Poor Corbin. Yeah, we also unlocked a spirit. Let's see. Spirit! Hello? It's a mushroom. Look at him! He's got little roots for arms. Him's got little roots for arms. English with Scottish and Irish in me. I got the short, chunky, funky monkey. The short, chunky monkey. I do have a wee bit of Scot in me. Not a lot, though. Have one more. On days where it's pouring too hard to fly outside, early bird instead keeps me company indoors as I'm working at the desk. But I've read that certain bird spirits thrive in this kind of weather. I'm gonna look. I'm curious too. Because we've got to pull up the verb anyway. And maybe German with my mom's maiden name, Kinder. My mom's maiden name is Hacker, so I know it's German because there's actually a German. Guys, I love him. He can be a little cactus. And a little rose. Is that a cactus? No, it's just a rose. I'm dumb. Look at him. Little brown shrooms. But yeah, no, I know Hacker is German because one, my grandfather lived in Germany, and I could get into how I think that a certain family member was a Nazi soldier, but that's besides the point. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about it. We ain't our ancestors, and we don't talk about it. Mainly because I'm not 100% sure it's true, but there's a lot of family for real. And not just because of the history, but also because Makayla has trauma. Makayla has lots of trauma. Makayla's been told to write a book on her trauma. I've been told many a times I could write a bestseller on that shit. But no, it caused drama, and I don't want to deal with it. I have contemplated writing under a pen name. I have not gotten to work on it very much. I obviously still have like 1,000 little ideas running in my head for that book, but I haven't really gotten to work on it much. Been a little bit busy trying to get back into content creation, so hopefully it'll make it. Can't spell trauma without mwah. I love that. But hopefully I'll be able to focus more on it as I get more settled into like routine and stuff. But yeah, no, we write it, watch the world burn. You know, I have had plenty of friends say, just write it under a pen name. And then if they try to be like, she wrote it about me, they're just outing themselves. And I'm like, you know, you're right. I could. Because sometimes, like, a lot of my friends are like, the shit you tell me from your childhood blows my mind. And one of my friends that has a psychology degree was like, I'm really surprised you didn't come out with like dissociative identity disorder. And she's like, go and play Alicia Keys while doing it. For all we know, I have. Who knows? But yeah, no. My friend was like, you could totally write a book and make like a bestseller. And I was like, but how would I market it if I'm writing under a pseudonym and writing secretly? Which I know people do it all the time, but like I could never like come out and say who I actually am. Because there is some shit that like I do not want the general public knowing about me. Just because of trauma. But like, and it's not because it's like anything bad on my end. It's things that like, I just don't want the general public knowing about me. But yeah, no. I've been told many a times that I should just do it. And I've thought about it. I think about it at least like once a quarter. I'm like, I've been thinking about it more because a certain family member is kind of social stalking my content creation social media and being a little annoying. Good idea. I may or may not be doing that with my fiction book. For reference, the book that Zoe is talking about is I have been sitting on an idea for a fantasy book about, it's a guard princess romance, kind of based on me and my husband, just a little bit. Might be just a little bit of a self-insert. And it has girl has like her Twisted King person. What the fuck, right? Yeah, her dad is kind of shitty. He's not terrible. He has good intentions, but he goes about doing his good intentions terribly. And it causes a rift, which is kind of similar to mine and my dad's story. Because I love my dad. And Mirren loves her dad. But the relationship's complicated. No, I am not writing a door kink book. That, not Unhinged, that is actually the name of that book, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's actually the name of that book. Oh no, so my mom's that parent. I don't talk to my mom. I haven't talked to my mom in going on 7 years. 7 years. It's been great, actually. I actually really enjoyed it. But yeah, no. But yeah, no. Mirren's story is very much a... You heard 70? Yes, 70 years. You're in the process of cutting your mom out. It can be really hard, especially when you have, like... For me, it was hard when I was pregnant. Like, it was so hard when I was pregnant. Because you kind of... There's a thing that I saw that really helped me. There are times in your life when you don't have a mom that you crave a mom, but you're not craving your mom because your mom isn't a mom. You're craving the concept of a mom. And so, like, when I was pregnant, I was like, I really want, like, I would sob. Being like, oh, I really wish that, like, I had my mom around. And then it really hit me. I was like, no, because, like, she wouldn't be supporting me. It would be drama, because that's one of the reasons why I cut her off in the first place. It was just drama all the time. And I was like, it wouldn't be there to support me or anything. It would just be drama. And I didn't need that. And I found the mom I was craving in my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is so amazing. I will sing my mother-in-law's praises to the end of time. And it happened again when my husband was deployed, because at that point was when I cut off my mom's dad for similar toxic narcissistic behavior. And my husband was deployed. I was across the country from, like, all of my family. I didn't have anyone, and I felt really lonely. And I had also cut contact with my sister at that time because the drama with my sister and my grandfather were the same drama, and I just... very toxic behavior, and I was like, I can't deal with it. And I'd also cut off a very toxic friend in that time frame. And yeah, It is. That is one thing I ended up, for those of you who weren't here, I'm the youngest, actually. Technically. Technically, I'm an only child because my parents only had me together. But my mom has 3 other kids that are older than me, and my dad has 1 other kid that is older than me. But all with separate second parents. But I'm technically the youngest. But I definitely have oldest daughter syndrome. But, you know, I ended up finding it yet again in my in-laws. My husband, if you guys didn't know, my husband was deployed when there were attacks on bases overseas happening last summer, and my husband was on one of those bases at the time. And I found out through the news, technically, because his text to me was, "I'm safe, I'm okay, I love you." And I didn't know what was going on. And then I got a text from my neighbor that said, "Hey, if you need to talk about what's going on right now, if you need support, like, we're praying for you." And I was like, "What is happening?" And I looked it up and I found out, and I was like, "Oh my God." And I panicked. And my mother-in-law ended up being like, "If you want to come home, we'll buy you tickets. You can come stay with us for as long as you want." And I took her up on that offer so quick. Because keep in mind, my child was like 8 months old at the time, and I was not doing okay. I was dealing with really bad postpartum anxiety and depression at the time. My husband was overseas. I was now dealing with a lot of family drama and dealing with cutting off very important members in my life. It was a lot. And I also wasn't streaming very much either because I just couldn't. So I was super, like, I'm so thankful for my in-laws. Like, I don't know how to express how thankful I am for them, because they have made me feel so much like a part of the family. And they're such a blessing. And I ended up going and staying with them for 2 weeks. And my mother-in-law was like, "I don't know how you do it." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You can't even go to the bathroom alone, bro." She was like, because keep in mind, she raised 3 boys, but she lived in the same town that her family did and that her husband's family did. Like, there were people at their house all the time with the kids. And like, I went to go hand off my child to go to the bathroom. And I was like, "Is it okay if I go to the bathroom?" And she's like, "Yes." And she's like, "I don't know how you do it." She's like, "You can't even shower by yourself." Because at the time I couldn't, like, I would have to, like, sneak showers while he was sleeping or try to shower while he's awake, which is a whole other thing when your child starts moving around. It was a mess. But yeah, no. we got through it, and I am very thankful for my in-laws. But back to the topic. You know, I have thought about writing a book on it. I contemplated about once a quarter. Once every 4 months, I'm like, I've written up the plan a couple of times. I've written up, like, a timeline, which is a really long timeline. It's like 3 pages. I have come out better on the other side. Like, one thing that, like, I thought about, if you were here, like, early on, I'm gonna chat while I start working on this lesson. But if you were here early on in my streaming, I dyed my hair purple. Like, 2 years. Write it just for you to read. That's what I've thought about doing, and then, like, if I decide to publish it one day. But I, like, dyed my hair purple in 2022, and I loved it. I loved purple. Other thing, I got my tattoo. In, like, March of 2022. I was 21 years old, and I was afraid to tell my grandfather that I got a tattoo. I hid it from him for like 3 months. I was even afraid to tell my grandfather when I got engaged. to the man I had been with for like let's see, 7 years at that point. Like, exactly. That's something that I have learned is like, I grew up with so much fear of being myself and doing things that made me happy. And even in my young, like early 20s, I grew up being so afraid to do things that made me happy. Even just dyeing my hair purple. Like, I dyed my hair purple, and the reason that I will never dye my hair purple again, I had to go home for my husband's grandmother's funeral because she died of a stroke the same day that I dyed my hair purple. Which is probably why I will never dye my hair purple again, because bad luck. But my, like, family, the first thing they said was, why did you dye your hair? Why is it purple? Your hair looks so pretty natural. And I was like, but it's pretty purple too. And they were like, it looks weird. My husband's family, it looks so good. Like, did you do that yourself? It looks so amazing. Flabbergasted that I had purple hair. Amazed that I had purple hair. But my family was like, ew, your hair's purple? Why did you dye your hair purple? Like, why would you do that? Why would you ruin your hair? I can't imagine what they're thinking about my green hair. It's not my problem. My dad did call me and was like, you gotta stop messing with leprechauns, kid. And I was like, maybe I like leprechauns, Dad. And he was like, fair. My dad jokes about it, but he's not, it's ugly. It's that they can sit on a cactus. I'm dead. I know. My dad will joke. He'll be like, you gotta stay away from the leprechauns, kid. But he's never like, why'd you dye your hair that color? It looks ugly. My dad's just goofy. But yeah, no, I'm like, you can screw off. And that's one thing I've learned is I've gotten a lot better at doing things that make me happy and not being afraid to do it. Like when I didn't finish, that's probably exactly what my dad would say. He'd probably be like, did you fight a Smurf? He'd be like, why'd you fight a Smurf? Can't wait to move to another country for uni. I don't know much about higher education in the UK. I know that you guys call it uni and stuff, but I don't know how, like, how does it work? I like this children's Bible because it's got like illustrations. And also, I'd like to point out that so there's a thing that happens in a lot of like animations that Daniel is depicted as a really young man in the book of Daniel, when in reality, he's an old guy. Him's an old guy, and I like that he is an old guy. We love it. That's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Are these not in order? Okay, maybe they are. It works as primary school 5 through 10-year-old, secondary 11 through 16, college 16 to 18, plus uni 18 plus. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so technically we have that too at university, but we also call universities colleges. So like when I went to college, I went to the University of Kentucky and I was in the College of Social Work. So that's the degree I was getting. Hi, Lace, welcome in. And so like if you were doing a science degree, it would be in this College of Science and Ag. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you can get accepted to one college and a uni, but not another because they have different standards. That's not how it is with the university here. Yeah, see, that's not how it works here. Colleges are like the degree that you're getting for the most part. Except for like if you're in like the College of Ag, the College of Agriculture, there's different degrees in agriculture. Or the College of Science of Health Sciences, there's different degrees in the College of Health Science. But then like I was in the College of Social Work. There's only one degree in the College of Social Work, and that is social work. But you can get different certifications. It's like you can go to at Peters for Medicine, or at St. Peter's for Medicine, or St. Catherine's for Medicine, but get accepted to one, but not the other. Ah, okay. Huh. I know. So, like, you have to get accepted to the university. So I got accepted to the University of Kentucky. And then I was in that degree field. Now, when you apply for graduate school, it's a little different. Because you have to reapply for grad school and get accepted into grad school. For the richie rich. Yeah, sometimes it's the same way here though. Like sometimes your ability to get into different things when it comes to university are different based on that. But that happens more with like med school stuff. But it's really interesting that you guys do college from 16 to 18 because that would be like still high school for us. And then we have like community college, which you do after you graduate high school. Which high school ranges, let's see, like 14 to 18, sometimes 19, depending on your like birth year. Cambridge, but we were not Richie Rich to get there. I don't know. Ah, okay. And so we did. But then you can do, you have your associates and then your bachelor's and then your master's and then your doctorates. So you can go to a community college after you graduate high school. And some people do college while they're in high school. I did that. I basically got my associate's degree, which is like first 2 years of college while in high school because my high school offered dual credit. Yeah. Yeah. And then we do bachelor's degree is 4-year college, but it's just another 2 years on top of an associate's if you already have an associate's. And then master's is 6-year college, but it's only another 2 years on top of a bachelor's. And then doctorate is another 2 years on top of that. Technically, I'm halfway through a master's. But I only did 4 years of college. I have my undergrad, so I have my bachelor's degree with a specialty in family sciences. So I do know that like at some places you can only get a master's in certain things. And like it gets a little complicated, but my degree you can basically get a master's wherever you get your bachelor's. It's a little complicated though. I have. What do you mean? Can you elaborate, Lilith? You can do bachelor's at one place and master's at another, but most people do it at the same uni. Yeah. You can do that too. Like I could go and get my master's at another university than Kentucky, but I probably won't. I probably won't finish my master's if I'm honest. Can you elaborate, Lilith? I think it depends on what specific question you're asking. Some people are extremely science-minded, other people are very... I value science, like evidence-based things. I am still kind of learning where I sit on that scale, but I'm also definitely not one of those people that are like anti-vax or anything because of religion, because I'm also immune compromised. If you're new here, I'm chronically ill. I have a lot of illnesses. They're doing great right now, but I do value science a lot, and I do appreciate when I can find science that explains religious things, if that makes sense. And I do normally try to find a scientific explanation for a lot of things. I also follow more social sciences. Surprisingly, someone who has a social work degree likes the social sciences. So I also like to see how like sociology affects religion, and like society with sociology, how like society has changed since the height of like Christianity and everything, and how people like to think of it in today's society and not of the society that it was written in as well, if that makes sense. Like, I like to go and look back at the original translations for things. I'm one of those people. So I don't... Hot theory, I don't think that the Bible touches on homosexuality, personally. I think it's talking about pedophiles. Because according to the original Hebrew translation, they're talking about pedophiles, not homosexuality. And I could get into the societal reasons why it's been transformed into homosexuality. Yeah, I actually haven't really dived into Lilith in the Christian text. That's actually something that I'm really interested in studying. Because, yeah, like you said, you don't really read about it in any newer versions. 6,000 to community game night. Holy cow. How close are we? Oh. 25% of the way there. Let's go. Also, wanted to talk about that. I'm thinking about changing Sunday nights from co-working to like just game night, like spooky games, spooky Sunday. Because I actually kind of enjoyed playing Ready or Not this past Sunday. And I know Ready or Not's not a spooky game, but I kind of enjoyed. I've heard about Asha, but I also haven't read much about that either. Me and my husband did have a conversation about that because I had a friend like talking about, so my friend is looking at back at going to church, and she started going back on Easter, and Ebony, it'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning for you. I'm not inviting you to games because you should be asleep. Unless you're actually awake and in chat. But I do. I care about your sleep. But she was like, I'm struggling with just the actual concept of Jesus resurrecting. She's like, I just don't understand it. She was like, how is that like scientifically possible? And my husband likes to look at things on the history side of things because my husband has a history degree. So no surprise there. I like to look at things on the society, like social aspect of things. My husband likes to look at things in the history part, which kind of coincide. And my husband was like, in my logic, historically, at that time, women were unimportant. Women were not mentioned a lot. And he's like, so my thought process is as if he didn't die and rise from the dead, why would we have a woman be the first person to see him, like empty tomb, and see him risen from the dead? She's like that. He's like, that's my like logic, and I was like, that's fair. I don't understand it either, if I'm completely honest, on the scientific aspect of things. And that's something that I want to look into more. But yeah, no, it's like if a kid came up to me, like if I was teaching a class on Easter and a kid came up to me and asked me that question, I'd probably be like, I have no idea, if I'm being honest. I'd probably tell them, I don't know, maybe we should go ask somebody else. Because I don't know how I'd explain that to them. Because I also don't know how to explain it to my friend either. And I told her that too. I was like, I don't know, man, if I'm completely honest. I said, here's Luke's view on it. But, and that's someone that's been going to church their whole life. Like, I grew up in the church. So, I think a lot of it, though, is I'm still learning because religious trauma, I was just kind of going to church and going through the motions and learning, but not really doing like the theology aspect of things. The thing I can understand is that ointments and stuff used on his body may have helped and he may not have been dead. His heart rate could have dropped really low. Maybe. That's a theory my brain goes to. So, like scientifically, like, because I mean, there's a lot of historical context for people dying and not actually being dead. That's the thing, I don't know. That's something I'm still researching and like doing theology on. I don't know. Like, I think that also comes into societal and like historical aspects of what they would have considered a miracle as well. Because now we have the miracle of medicine, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm still doing my theology stuff. I really started getting back into theology when I was in college. Because that's when I really started learning to be myself. And so I started questioning my religion for a while. Which I'm not your typical Christian anyway. Yeah, it doesn't have bring back from the dead medicinal benefits, but it does have medicinal benefits. Because I take in consideration that they didn't have the same medical like things that we have now. They didn't have like maybe he had a very like very, very shallow heartbeat that they couldn't like detect because they didn't have the medical technology that we have now. Like, who knows? I do know that crucifixion was indeed a way to kill somebody historically in that time, and it was a brutal way to die. and I don't think anybody could come back from that historically. But also, there are miracles that happen even now with medical technology that people that should not have survived instances that they survive. So, who am I? Oh my god, Soya. Yeah. I think it just really like theology and there's a specific word for arguing religion. I literally saw a book on it today. What is exactly like there are people that go, there's a word for it. What is the word? It's not theology. There's like a, is it argumentics? It's something like that. I personally, as someone who has been pregnant, don't understand how women go full pregnancies without knowing that they're pregnant. But you know what? It happens. It happens. I don't know if it's like they're in such denial that they're pregnant, or they don't even think that they could possibly be pregnant. So it never clicks in their brain and they just never process it, but until it's happening, but you know, it's whatever. Hello? Hi. Come on, cat. Oh, it's apologetics. That's what it's called. I'm trying to get her to come up here. I didn't even have to find her. She came to me. Hi. Hi. Don't you bite me. Don't you do it. You be nice, sweet baby. You be nice, sweet kitty cat. You are a nice, sweet girl. You do not bite. She says, bet I do. Kitty cat. It's Percy. You're so sweet. For the most part. Except for when you shit in my floor. That does make me kind of want to commit kitty murder. But it's okay. I love you anyway. Even though you make me want to commit kitty murder, I love you anyway. Oh, ma'am? Can I assist? You are on me as far as you can go. I have cat hair in my nose. Percy, I'm allergic. Percy, I'm allergic. Have mercy on your mom. Where are you going? Where are you going? Welcome back. Also, I figured out the word. It's apologetics. It's the act of arguing religion with theology and everything. It's apologetics. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, no. Like I don't think that we can prove that there's not other gods. and other pantheons, because literally there's multiple cases of people worshiping other gods in the Bible, and there's literally a commandment that says, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." Which in modern times they say that, oh, it's because they're referencing like things we worship, like our phones and technology and everything else, and like idols. And I'm like, they specifically say the word gods, but that's up to personal belief, because either way it translates to the same thing: don't worship anything over big G God. So I have cats named after Greek gods and goddesses, so yeah, like, because everyone, like, there's people that will argue, oh, well, the Bible's all a metaphor, or oh, the Bible's all meant to be read literal. I think it's more, I think there's supposed to be a balance, but I think that it is meant to be read a little bit more literal, because I mean, there are metaphors in the Bible. There are parables that Jesus teaches in the Bible. So if it was meant to be a metaphor, it would have just been a parable, in my opinion. But I mean, I literally have a cat named Persephone and a cat named Hermes. And let's just say the gods that they're named after are very much that personality. They have that personality for sure. It took me 30 years to watch Stargate. But yeah, no, I could go on a whole conversation about how I think that different things are the GCSE curriculum, but I do like learning about other religions and seeing how they view different parts. What do they teach in the GCSE curriculum? Because I feel like I did learn about Christianity, obviously, and like, yeah, we learned about Christian beliefs and practices, but because the US is so Christian based as a country, I feel like, yeah, I feel like we got not just like, because technically there's supposed to be a separation between like church and state, which includes schools that aren't church schools, but I grew up in the Bible Belt. So there was not a lot of separation between church and school. But yeah, no, we did learn that stuff in there. And we learned about Islam, and we learned about Greek and Roman. So I feel like that's definitely I feel like it definitely varies from like region here, but ooh, who do we want to raid today? Green Hair Gamer is doing co-working with multiple people. Seems like. Mode Ari was one of the few subjects I didn't get in trouble with in school. We've rated her within the last 30 days, so let's see if there's someone that we haven't rated in the last 30 days. EBGB's playing Dead by Daylight, but we've rated them within the last week. Yeah, Brianna joined yesterday. She is currently streaming. We did raid her recently, but I think is the only one doing co-working other than green-haired gamer. Pariah's doing co-working. I feel like everybody that is doing co-working we have rated in the last 30 days. Other than this person, but I'm not really sure I want to follow this person anymore because they don't really interact with chat. And I do prefer people that interact with chat. Yes, we can definitely continue this conversation. So we can do Brianna or Green-Haired Gamer. Brianna, we've rated quite a few times. She's a co-working streamer. Good friend. And then Green-Haired Gamer is another co-working streamer that we have rated a couple times. They're both really great people. And Green-Haired Gamer is doing body dumpling and co-working with her friends. So she is doing multiple different people right now. We'll raid Brianna. Meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, we'll raid Brianna. But thank you guys for joining me today. We had very interesting conversations. I actually didn't get any of my Bible study done, but it's okay because I can talk about Daniel and the Lion's Den like crazy because yet again it is my favorite Bible story. But we're gonna raid Brianna. It looks like she's currently just co-working. They're currently in a focus session, so she might not chat really. She doesn't have cam on either, but we will be doing that. I have a YouTube video coming out tomorrow, hopefully, if I edit it and get it uploaded. I have a YouTube video coming out tomorrow. It's Minecraft, it's cottagecraft. It's been a really fun playthrough that I've been doing, so Brianna has some good jams playing, by the way. She's also got some like Pokemon thing happening down at the bottom of the screen, which looks really cool. We love, but go eat din-dins. Ooh, din-dins we love, but you know, I am gonna let y'all go. Make sure to check that out. Next stream will be Sunday, probably to Phasmophobia, because I'm really looking forward to it. They wanted a real a lot more because I can step away. Oh my god, it's a pig. Hi. It's a pig. A picnic. Picnic. We did unlock a new spirit. It's gonna be the new variant. Oh my gosh. The variant of the axolotl is the triceratops. It's like the pterosops or something. It's like terracotta. The triceratops. Dinosaur. We unlocked another spirit, my friends. Oh my god, it's a little robot guy. Oh my gosh, and he's carrying. I'm sorry, it's giving Guardian from Destiny. It's giving. But we did unlock a new spirit. Maybe. Spirit City Lo-Fi does not like it when I like click out of the window. Oh my goodness, it is a leafy little dog. It's a leafy. Tell me who you are.
It's complicated, but I'm an adventurer. Just like you.
I was an adventurer
Just
like you until I took an
was
arrow to the
infected
knee.
with a mind flayer parasite. Just like
A lot more because I can step away. Oh my god, it's a pig. Hi.